Shopify? Really?
Shopify. I know there are people expecting me to crash out right now. And by all means, I would if it weren't for the fact that Emily's home right now and I have to record this on a Monday. I can't be out in public. I can't be anywhere else whenever I record this video. So you're going to get a much more calm and angry demeanor from me right now.
These beautiful things that I've
I haven't seen any player interviews come out since this series was wrapped up to verify how we were doing in Scrims. I wasn't available to watch it. We were hosting a watch party here in New York, of which I got to win we got to win game one whenever I was watching there. And then I had to go home to let my dogs out because I've been gone all day for a Webby Award creator event and then the watch party as well, which by the way, we had a ton of people show up to the watch party. It was amazing. For a regular season week, this was awesome. But I left after game one, so I accept full responsibility for why we probably lost. But what's happening right now? We really just lost double elimination? Like, really? Like, we're going into this playoffs now. We have to win a best of 3 series against Disguised, which luckily it's Disguised. This shouldn't be a problem. If it is a problem, we're so cooked it's just unfathomable. But like, are scrims still going that bad? Like, are things honestly like that terrible internally that like now we're not even able to put it together on stage and we're just choking in like the wildest ways possible? Like, the thing that stuck out to me the most in every game this series was that we were just letting people walk up and do things. The amount, like, Contracts broke a record or tied a record this weekend. I think it was Smithy for most Baron steals ever in LCS history. Or North American history. That was an interesting caveat that they had to make. But the way in which he did it was just like one of the most mind-blowing things ever. It's not like, oh, clutch, like way of going around the Baron pit and doing all these intricate things to get in, flashing in, trying to like lease in off of an ability. No, he literally walked in a straight line. We parted like Moses parting the Red Sea and then just let him take it. That was it. And then afterwards, we're like, get their ass, kill them. But no, before that point, it's like, we're gonna back away. If this is the line, okay, and we're here and we're holding this line, we're backing up. What are we doing? I've never felt more helpless than we do now. Like, oh man. And the worst part is I've been talking up. You've heard me on this show for weeks now talk up Sniper's Aurelia because he's been undefeated on it in solo queue. He played it great over in Korea, and Nero came into my stream and was like, dude, it's a trap pick. Don't ever get it. I went in the Sniper's stream on Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday this past week because I have a rule that I raid players. He was live, so I went in and raided him. He said, guess what? My coaches and other players on my team have banned me from playing Aurelia and Scrims. All right, so I thought it was just never going to happen. And he pulls out the Aurelia. It's like, yes, it's finally time. Let's go. Like, I don't know if he was baiting me or what the deal was, but it finally happened. Oh man, did it not go well. 2 different deaths where he's pushed up a little far and they gank him, which I'm assuming was pre-planned on Shopify's part. Well done. But then just these moments where it's like, okay, Aurelia can split push into Oblivion and then TP into these fights and just mop them. And we spent so much time this entire weekend with players that had TPs that should be side laning and getting pressure and getting CS, just sacking it to group or be around the team so they didn't have to TP in. And I'm just sitting there confused at like, what we didn't draft for that. We didn't draft for a 5v5 like sit here and frontline. And even if we did, like if that was the plan, like fine, like okay, you want to group and do that. Why are we letting our lines, like our war lines that we're drawing in the sand, collapse so quick? I don't get it. Is it a lack of faith in one another? Is it a lack of faith in our drafts? What is happening here? Because now every series that we play from this point on can eliminate us entirely from the split. Like we could be done every moment from here on out. The order of our matches is going to ramp up progressively. So we start with Disguise this week, The likely opponent from there is going to be the loser of, I'm not even sure what seed we end up getting out of the two. I'm assuming we'll probably be a higher seed than whoever comes out from the other group, but I don't know. I do want to fight back against some of the community narratives, though, that I did see this weekend of like, oh, specifically, Quid is regressing pretty massively. I would say we're just not playing well as a team, personally. Like, that would be my thing. I don't think Quid's regressed all that much. I mean, yeah, sure, he's not like hard carrying games, but like, I think the moments that stand out in people's heads is like when Quid has to step up and just make these insane plays to win games for us that he shouldn't have to be making. Like, a lot of the highlight reels that you like, if you look back and think the Quid's like pop off moments, okay, they were in moments where it's like he's doing so much more work than everybody else because he kind of has to in some of those moments. Nobody else is stepping up to make the plays, and it just looks bad as a result of it. And he has to be the one to try and do something. So if that is like, if he's trying to do that and it's not working, or somebody else is not stepping up and not doing the right things, then like, I don't think he's necessarily looking worse. You look at his CS numbers, he's crushing in CS in most games. Like, he's getting goal when he needs to. He's efficient leading up to these fights. And then in these fights, we're just either not in the right positions, we're giving up our power positions, or we're just not playing. I don't know. I'm gold. I can't sit here and validly like criticize like gameplay mechanic. Like, this is where being a fan content creator becomes a little bit more difficult whenever I'm not a high elo player. I can point out things, but like, obviously there's going to be better people suited to talk about that. I also saw people asking for a roster change, to which I would say, I don't, what do you guys want here? Like, what logic? Like, explain to me. Okay, like, if you're one of those people, put in the comments, because I know there are some. What move would you make? Like, what would you do here? Because I can't validly sit here and be like, yeah, like, this is the common sense thing to do. It's also tough whenever we don't know what kind of budget we're working with. We don't know if our organization is even going to exist next year. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Which, on that note, maybe I missed it and somebody could point it out for me, but I asked in the 100 Thieves Discord earlier this week why 100 Thieves was the only organization in the entire LTA North that didn't have a booth at the event that they were doing, like the Spirit Blossom event post LCS thing, celebrating us being back in studio. To which, again, I'm not like, I know people are going to put in the comments, what value does it really drive to, pitch to the same 200 people over and over and over again that are at these events? Like, I kind of agree with that point, but it's one of those things where like, you should be able to make content out of it with your players. Like, that's free vlog footage. You could do like, there are things that you can do to like combine with that event and make it into decent content that I think make it worth your while, especially since the players are there and probably going to this event. So personally, I would say it's still worth doing because there's things that you can leverage for it to be well beyond that. But we never really got an answer. And this is one of those things that like, we're getting to that point where last year the same concerns rose up before like all the rumors of us selling and everything else started like swirling around, and this being the final split and everything else there. I'm like, it's not like anything has directly happened, but the longer that this goes on without an announcement, the longer that this goes on where like these small things like 100 Thieves not being at an event like this whenever everybody else is, that type of thing starts to worry me. And I'm just like, we're getting to that point where I start to get scared. And as like the fear of possible elimination from playoffs also comes in, it's like, oh man, don't hit me with the double whammy all at once, please. I'll be honest with you, I don't know exactly how to preview this matchup against Disguise, other than to note that Sniper versus Castle becomes a must-watch matchup. Castle looks pretty well for really good for DSG. Probably the best player on that team, I'd say by a wide margin. So there is a world where Castle could possibly take advantage of Sniper. Now, historically, that hasn't happened. Like, you look at like the matchup that Sniper had against Fudge this past weekend. It's like, yeah, Sniper's never been able to get the better of him, and he still hasn't in any way, shape, or form. But Sniper has always historically been able to get the better of Castles. Like, I'm not worried about this one, but it's just one of those that like, if we were to slip up, that would probably be the angle that I could see it, where maybe the pressure and the nerves of the situation like fold in on us in some way, shape, or form. Like, if you're just like, this is one of those moments now where you got to realize we are playing with a ton of pressure. Like, whether that's, put on by people like myself and other analysts saying that like we expected more, but I think the reality is most baseline fans expect us third, fourth range, okay? And now people would, I mean, we're going in as the high, like at best, 5th, 6th seed. So there's pressure on us to not lose to these bottom teams. And when you're risking elimination, like these are moments where historically we have kind of faltered against top teams, but we've never historically faltered against the bottom. But now, like, this guys, they're playing with nothing to lose here. Like, this is a trap game. Like, it's not one that I'm severely worried about, but it's just one of those where it's like DSG has, like, nothing. Everybody's counting them out. Everybody's going to pick us. Even if we look shaky, everybody's going to be like, surely they don't lose to DSG. And DSG is going to be like, fuck it. What do we have to lose? Nothing, right? And if we go in and we're like, okay, we really need to rebound and we really need to get these things right and things start to slip up a little bit, that can snowball. And we are a very mental team. That has been very clear for a year and a half now, that when things are going bad, things go really bad. When things are going well, they could pop off pretty high. I don't really know what else to say, honestly. I'm just kind of like, I'm scared. Like, I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to hide anything. Like, I'm just worried because, like, I've seen the viewership on the Rendezvous this split. I feel like I've been fair in terms of my optimism, my hope, like trying to keep things more positive than I have in recent times while also still being entertaining. And the viewership of this series has kind of like middled out. I mean, as most North American content has at this point. It's not like the Pit's doing all that much better than the Rendezvous, but the Rendezvous always used to have like a pretty core side to it. And it feels like there's fewer and fewer of us here, which it just, all of this is amounting to just worry from me. Not worry that we should lose this week, but just worry about what's to come. And I don't like that feeling in the back of my mind. And ideally, that's one of those moments where you should be getting reassurance from somebody. The question is going to be, from who? Who on the org side will step up to give us reassurance? And on the Rift, who's going to be the one to give us some reassurance that we are not going to drop any more games to teams below us? Because we have one cupcake series here before things get very real, very fast, and there's no room for mistakes whatsoever.